What's going on, Leo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this monthly spread this week is going to be self-growth and all the ways you can embody the best version of yourself, Leo. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling great. Just good vibrations all around here, Leo. Now, with this spread, I'm going to be pulling 10 cards, and I'll be doing clarifications as need be. And, of course, a good old surprise card at the end, Leo, so don't you panic. And in case you all were curious, I'm using the Astro Matrix Tarot deck, and I've included a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to represent the past. So, higher self, where is it that Leo's been in the past? Let's see what experiences had kind of brought you up here now to up until now. Let's see. Hopefully you've been able to talk better. Oh, interesting. You got the Six of Wands in reverse here, Leo. And so I feel like with this popping up, maybe some of us haven't been feeling in a place where we haven't been like, maybe feeling appreciated in a sense. Or maybe you feel like you haven't quite gotten that, let's say you've been, for example, let's say if you've been working on like maybe like you're on like so a weight loss, for example, and you know maybe you've been really killing it this week and you're just like kind of, you know, you fit into your new shirt and you know you're feeling real fresh, real fly, and when you go to walk in the room it's just sort of just like, oh hey Leo, yeah, let's get to work, Leo. Well, can you move? And I don't feel like this is necessarily like an egotistical thing, let's say, but like I feel like it's more so that how do I want to put this? I feel like maybe it's like we've, you know, it's nice, I feel like sometimes to get just like that sort of like that kind of like that motivation if you need, which it's a tricky space, Leo, because I get where you're, like, if you're resonating with this, I get where you're coming from, but we also want to get to a place where we are proud of ourselves first, you know? We don't want to, when we are proud of our own accomplishments here, then other people will start radiating that. They'll feel that energy that you're giving off there, Leo, and then that stuff will kind of come here too. But let's get a little clarification on that before we kind of just so I can see get a better idea of what we're working with here, Leo, because that's an interesting one there. Higher self, can we clarify the Six of Wands, please? Yeah, let's get a little bit more on that there. Oh, whew, we're getting all your cards here. We got the Five of Wands here. So maybe this is more about, you know what, I feel like, and for some, maybe it could be, maybe we're looking for possibly the gratification of others, which then I double down on that statement, you know. Find a way to, you know, we want to appreciate ourselves first, you know, and then, because whatever you're doing your self-growth for, you don't want to be doing this for other people. You want to do this for you, because then what's the point, you know? When is it going to be enough for this person? You know what I mean? You can't. You get in a weird space when you kind of set your goals off someone else's needs, though. You know, you gotta set your own pace here, Leo. But maybe for some others, I feel like maybe it's something. There's this conflict here. Is maybe in ourselves. You know, maybe we haven't been giving ourselves the motivational boost that we need. You know, and I know that's kind of like in that same sort of realm. But I feel like maybe we've been in a place where we've been kind of like keeping ourselves down, you know, because the Five of Wands is a card of conflict, and I don't even feel like with just like other parties, you know, other people. I feel like this one is more so kind of like the conflict in your head right now, and maybe you've been sort of like berating yourself or just kind of diminishing. You're like, oh well, okay, well, I lost 10 pounds, but then, you know, I stuck my head in a bag of cookies afterwards, you know, and just like, ugh, you know what I mean, Leo? I hope that makes sense. So if either end, you know, that's those are some tough places to be, but both are definitely going to need just shower that with compassion first and foremost here, because this is all about you, Leo. Just coming out the box here, we got both of your cards here. We got Jupiter in Leo and we got Saturn in Leo. Our fortune is feeling restricted, and just all this stuff is going on here. I feel like this is definitely some personal stuff here going on, Leo. But let's move on to your presently, because this is your past stuff here. Let's see where we're at currently. So higher self, where's Leo at in the present right now? Let's see how we've kind of moved on from this thing. Let's see where this journey's taken us. Okay. And you know what? I can be with this, because you got the Seven of Pentacles here. And so I feel like, maybe, and hopefully, we're at this place where, because the Seven of Pentacles can have to deal with, with like business matter, or the Pentacles can deal with like investments in the sense of like how we're investing our money and whatnot. But I feel like in this instance, hopefully we're thinking about where we're investing our energy, as opposed like in relations to what we're telling ourselves. Hopefully we're investing more kind of like positive affirmations is what I'm trying to get at here. Things that are kind of like lifting ourselves up, trying to lift ourselves up and raise our vibration, as opposed to investing in like, those more kind of negative thoughts that keep us in this like reverse Six of Wands and in Five of Wands energy here. We want to get to this place. We want to invest in things that are going to make us feel good here, because you've been on a journey, Leo. You've been putting in this work here. So, you want to show yourself some kindness here. And I feel like, then some of you, maybe you're feeling like, well, so what, you want me to just like, I don't know, fake it till I make it, or just like, like maybe, because I remember hearing something about like, some like toxic positivity like a little while back, and I don't think it's about like necessarily like faking this stuff here, because the situation doesn't go away just because you're just like, oh, it's all rainbows and butterflies. No, we still got stuff we got to deal with, but when we're in a more positive mindset, we can deal with this stuff more efficiently, whereas opposed to if we're just kind of drowning in this thing here, we're just like we're not at our best here. We're being reactive as opposed to being proactive here. So hopefully that whole thing made sense there. I know kind of went off there. I was just telling Aries this. Mercury retrogrades tomorrow, so communication might be getting a little tricky here. But let's get to your third card here, which is going to be your higher self and how to get to your higher self. So higher self. Let's see how many times I can say that. I was about to say it again. What do we need to? What does Leo need to get to you? Let's see you see what I'm talking about, Leo. This is what you're working with right now. But look at you. You got the High Priestess here, and that's what I'm talking about. Trusting that intuition there. If however you've been going about your journey right now, if you feel like you're on the right track, because listen, we're going to hit hiccups along the way here. There are going to be some hurdles, and sometimes we're going to clear them like champs, and other times we're going to trip and maybe fall over a couple of them, and that's fine. But as long as you know that you're staying on track there, that we're not forgetting where we're trying to get to here. We're trying to get to this better version of ourselves here. Where again, the High Priestess, you want to talk about someone who's proactive. High Priestess is the boss at it, because you see her crown up here. It's supposed to represent like she sees both the past, the present, and the future. And she shapes that bad boy how she wants to. So there's no surprises here. She knows it. And I know that may seem like, well, her life may be kind of boring, but I mean, not if that's how she paints it, that's how it's going to be. But if you want, the whole point of that is, you can shape this how you want to, Leo, but it's going to be, it's about trusting that instinct, and then and again, just keeping your head in a space that's going to keep you in that high vibratory state. Because because think of yourself as a beacon. When you're putting out those positive vibrations there, that stuff, what do you think is going to bounce back at you? Those same vibrations. And if we stay in that realm there, dope. But once we lower ourselves a little bit, you see the waters get kind of murky, things get all weirdness happens. So we just want to get you in a place where you can just where you're staying at your best there. But let's get to your next card here. Let's see because the next card is going to be some challenges. So, higher self, what is it that could possibly be getting in the way of a high priestess here? Because I'll tell you what, the high priestess, her and I are bonding. You know, she's been a tough cookie to crack, but we're becoming friends. Oh, okay. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. Oh, and speaking of friends, you got the Three of Pentacles here, and so I feel like the challenge maybe. I feel like with this, you know, maybe it's about how do I want to put this? I feel like it's kind of like making sure that because the Three of Pentacles has to deal with kind of like working with people, you know, kind of that collaboration. And I feel like if, you know, when we're going through this journey here, and especially when you're trying to embody, you know, when you're trying to become, improve yourself, any kind of self-improvement or anything along those lines, we want to make sure that we have a good clique around us, you know, that we have people that are trying to raise us up there, you know. So, you know, we're not trying to have people who are going to put us in this like Five of Wands energy here. You know, it's not like it's not about being in like competition. You know, we want when you win, I win. And so that whole thing to say, you know, just I feel like the challenge is just make sure that not only are you telling yourself, you know, good positive things, but there are other people that are supporting you as well. You know, they're going to provide you with helpful critiques, you know, but at the end of the day, whatever you choose, they're going to stand in your corner regardless. You know, be there when you win, and then when you fall, they're not going to be there to judge you. You know, they're going to be there to ask you what happened, and then how can we continue, how do we push forward here, because this is Mars and Capricorn here. So, you know, we want those people that are going to keep motivating you, that are going to keep that drive there. So I feel like just kind of make sure that our environment or the people that we keep around us is promoting that growth as well, Leo. So let's get into your fifth card here, which is going to be some speaking of environment, it's going to be some environmental influences. So, higher self, what are some environmental influences that Leo may be dealing with at this time? Let's see, what are some outside things that we might be. Hold on, Leo, you got a whole stack here. One sec. Okay, but yeah, let's see. What are some environmental stuff going on here? Okay, you got the Three of Wands here, and so I feel like. And I like this, you know, because I hope that this is the case, because this is kind of what I was talking about with this challenge here, because the Three of Wands for me, or at least one of the ways it can be interpreted is just like, you know, keeping that motivation, you know, keeping that drive. You know, this is the Sun in Aries here, and I feel like it's about, you know, staying open to the opportunities here, you know, tapping into that High Priestess energy, and, you know, keeping it moving, you know, and hopefully you're in an environment that is keeping you where it's supporting that growth again, you know, that is keeping that momentum. And if this is not the case, you know, if this is something where you don't feel like this, where you feel like, you know, there's nowhere to go, you know, that you're just kind of restricted, and that it just like, you know, address that. You know, let's see if we can kind of bring some of that sunshine back in your life, because, you know, the sun is your ruler here. And that's another thing too, you know, depending on what degree we are in our journey here, you know, if we're in a place where our environment is not reflecting how do I want to put this? So if you're going for, if you're trying to improve, try to raise your vibration, you know, that's going to be hard to do. Let's say, for example, if you're in just like a really dark apartment, all the shades are drawn, you know, it's doom and gloom. We haven't cleaned up anything. You probably, you know, haven't showered in days. You know what I mean, Leo. I know you're cleanly, or you're a clean individual here. But, you know, just depending on how deep we get in it sometimes, you know, sometimes it helps. A good motivator too is just to kind of clean up your environment. You know, make sure that your safe space is promoting that motivation as well. I hope that makes sense. So I'll move on from that there. Let's get to your sixth card here, which is going to be some personal issues. So, higher self, what are some personal issues that Leo is facing at this time? Let's see, maybe some fears, some anxieties. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. You got the Page of Pentacles here. And so I feel like with this popping up, maybe we're kind of worried about, you know, maybe the method of of self, or maybe we're doubting the path that we're taking towards our self growth here, Leo, because that's why I feel like the Page of Pentacles, when you look at her, she's super excited. She's looking at this pinnacle with with anticipation. She can't wait to do, to see what greatness is going to come out of this thing. And so I feel like, maybe for some of us, we haven't been feeling like that. Maybe we're really kind of caught up in this thing right now. We're really sort of like low self-esteem type of energy right now. And just remember, Leo, when you're going through this journey here, each day that you rise up and that you keep tackling this thing, you've leveled up because you keep showing up. It may not be noticeable at first, but this stuff kind of compounds here. If we keep doing all this good stuff, we're going with that mentality. Every day I'm going to be the best version of myself and keep that. And then next thing you know, there's the High Priestess. You know what I mean, Leo? And I feel like that's if we're concerned about that, if we're worried about maybe what path we're taking, Leo, as long as you're going towards bettering yourself, just kind of relax. You'll know if something isn't resonating with you. There will be signs, and because I feel like it's one of those things you have to trust that your higher self is not going to steer you wrong. You're exactly where you need to be on your journey. And I get it. Sometimes when you're in it, it can be kind of sucky sometimes, but it's about, again, keeping that drive, keeping that momentum there. And before you know it, you're a whole newer, better version of yourself there, Leo. Sun, I can barely look at you. Everybody needs shades because you're shining so bright there. Let's get to your 7th card here, which is what you feel you should do. So, higher self, what is that Leo should or feels like they should do at this time? Let's see what's their senses telling them. Nice. Wow, look at you. You got the two of the top intuitive figures in the deck here. You got the good old Hierophant that popped up here. And I feel like what you feel like you should do is definitely become that oneness with yourself there, Leo, because that's where, the Hierophant, at least in this situation for me, I feel like there's definitely been this just kind of disconnect here. Maybe we've been doubting the process. We feel like maybe there's been no kind of hope. Maybe we just some kind of disconnect here. I feel like, what you feel like you should do, definitely trust your gut here. Trust your higher self here, that they're going because this is you. Your higher self wants the best for you. It's not going to put you in weird situations just because. There are lessons to be found here. Because think too, the Hierophant is a very wise figure because he's the male counterpart to the High Priestess here. And so the fact that you got both of them here, Leo, I really am getting like a strong thing, really just trust in the universe that you are on the right path. And it's again, I know when we're in it, it's hard to, sometimes we have those moments of doubt, but just keep that, when you know. So I know that's not the most ideal answer, but I do feel like it's going to be watch how it benefits you, But let's get to your 8th card here, because despite what you feel like you should do, it's all about what you want to do at the end of the day. No one can tell you what to do. So higher self, what is it that Leo wants to do at this time? Let's see. What is it that Leo wants to do here? Let's see. Nice, Leo. I'm with it. And you got the Page of Wands here. And I feel like this is about just going out there and embracing this thing, embracing who you are and just being with that. And that's what a perfect way to do it, Leo. Because if you're envisioning yourself, as each day that you're going through this journey, if you're embodying, or envisioning the best, what the greatest version of you looks like, and you take those steps towards that thing, I tell you, just watch. You're going to be twirling not just one baton here. You'll have like at least 3, 4, 5, probably 10. I don't know why I'm selling you short there, because you're incredible, Leo. And that's what the Page of Wands wants to remind you here. That it's about getting up and trying again, and realizing too, too, because if you see down here, she's probably about to step on that snake, and that's fine. It's all part of the journey. Was it a hard lesson? It'll probably be, but it's one that, because here, let me say the lesson. You can always be more mindful. Let that be the lesson. And what a great lesson to get from that thing. To tap into this, because these two, again, the High Priestess, Hierophant, mindful as F. So that's I like that, Leo, and I really hope that that's if this thing has been resonating with you. I do hope that this is what you want to do. Definitely embody that. But let's get to your ninth card here, which is going to be a lesson from this thing. So, higher self, what's a lesson that Leo can take from this energy here? And thank you, Leo, for bringing this here, and thank you, higher self, for all this clarification. It's just oi. Well, we're almost there, Leo. I 2023 master shuffler. I'm manifesting this. So okay, let's see what's going on here. Nice. Because I was like, I'm just gonna be shuffling in front of you all day. You got the Five of Swords here, Leo, and I feel like the lesson with this thing here is it's because I feel like with this, sometimes I feel like with the Five of Swords, sometimes I feel like we can get to this place where we're like, oh, I got this thing. I don't need to, I don't want to say like necessarily that you don't need to trust your higher self, but I feel like there's a disconnect that can happen sometimes. I feel like when things aren't quite going our way, or we may be kind of like missing the messages from the universe, Buddha, God, however this looks like for you. I feel like sometimes we're just like, well, you know what, then forget about it. I got this thing here. I can do this. And we kind of like turn away and kind of like deny our gifts for a while there. And I say like the lesson is, if things don't go your way, that doesn't mean that this is the end here. That this is that this is like you just have to settle in, that you're just going to be stuck in this place for a while here. Again, this is all happening for a reason here. But let's get a little bit more on that Five of Swords. Higher self, can we get a little bit more clarification on the Five of Swords, please? Yeah, let's just get a little bit more on that, Leo. Okay. Aha. You got the Hanged One here. Okay, so yeah, I was feeling like with this, it's when we realize that we're not in this thing alone here, and I really like, I'm more so kind of implying with more so kind of like how you connect with Source here. I feel like then the enlightenment is going to come from this thing, Leo. There's going to be just really in relief that's going to come from this thing here, because you're going to realize that maybe we might not feel control of this situation here, but like I've been telling most of the signs, we can control how we feel about this thing, and then that helps us navigate this stuff better, so that we can come at this thing with a really clear head here. Because when you're kind of bogged in worry and anxiety, doubts, and all that stuff here, it makes it kind of it makes it harder to make very clear decisions here. Because when I think about the Hangman, this card here in this deck is represented by Neptune, and Neptune is the planet of like fantasies, illusions, and things in that kind of realm. And I feel like sometimes we can get lost in that kind of stuff there, and kind of like trap ourselves in that. But it's about realizing, once you connect back to Source and stop denying that connection there, enlightenment is going to come from this thing here, Leo. And then you'll find that things are going to fall in a place that is, if anything, it'll feel like you'll just be like a magnet, for all this good stuff that you're trying to get into your realm here. So let's go ahead and finish this up, Leo. Let's get to your last card here, which is going to be some advice. So, higher self, what is some advice for Leo here? Let's see what are some last thoughts that we have for Leo at this time. Oops. You got the Six of Swords in reverse here. And so I feel like the advice is really just to kind of let go, just sort of and like let go in the sense of just here, let's switch back over here, because I don't want to make it seem like like you just like, all right, higher self, take the wheel. It's more so because you gotta meet yourself halfway, you know, like it's about being receptive to, it's like seeing the signals, you know what I mean? And it manifests differently for everyone. So it's going to be however that looks like for you, Leo, but it's just going to be like, you know, sit with that, you know. Find ways, you know, however you kind of like can get into like your more kind of like tranquil place here, you know, whether that be walking, meditating, maybe cooking, dancing, however that looks, you know. I feel like we want to get to a place where we can embrace this future and we can get the most of this stuff here when we stop. You know what? Let's give. I think I switched over too soon. Let's give one more clarifier for the win here. I had a good point, but then it sort of thought fell right out of my head. Hold on. Let's get a little bit more on that higher stuff. Can we clarify this Six of Swords, please? Let's see. Okay. So I feel like you got the Two of Pentacles in reverse here. And so I feel like with this, yeah. So I feel like in order to get to that place of balance, you know, to where you get to this place of just like, where you can kind of like relax again and you feel like everything is kind of lining up. You're going to have to, it's about really establishing that connection, you know, and kind of really meeting your higher self halfway, because there's signals all around. And again, they look differently for us. And I know that that's not like the best answer to give. But it's a journey, Leo. It's about getting to know yourself and figuring out how that interaction works. You know, that's how you know, no one can tell you how to go about this journey but you, Leo. You know, we can tell you our experiences, but you gotta, you know, you'll take what you take, what resonates with you, leave the rest with them, and then go out there and start doing that growth, and then see what happens, Leo, because I feel like you got some really good energy behind your side here, or on your side here. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that I know that got I opened up the salad bar at the end there, so I hope you enjoyed that little bit of word salad I threw at you there. So, but yeah, if you like that, let's hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, hit that bell button. It'll let you notify. It'll notify you when I upload videos. If you like this thing, share it. You know, let's raise that vibration through the roof. I'm on Facebook. And then last thing, if you have any kind of like cancer placements in your chart, maybe you're dealing with the cancer, check out the Chariot and Friends. It's talk all things Cancerian. I go over lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time, and all that housekeeping is in the description box below. But let me get you a surprise card here so I can get you out of here. Nice. You got the Seven of Swords here. And so I feel like with this popping up, through this whole thing, you know, I've learned that you are, there's an intuitive lion in this mix here, and I feel like it's about accessing those tools here, because the Seven of Swords is it's normally a card of like trickery, deception, and all of that. But for me, in order for you to be like deceptive or cunning or anything along those lines, you need some skills, and I feel like that's more so what this is applying for. You know, like take these skills that you're getting from this thing here, because there's gold buried in here. Because I mean, really, High Priestess Hierophant, come on, Leo. There's potential here, you know, for you to tap into, and really for you to kind of go. You're gonna do something spectacular, Leo. But it's about trusting that, and trusting in that connection there. Okay, so I think I'll leave that there. Stay safe out there, and you keep raising that vibration, because you definitely have the tools to do it. And I will catch you on the next one later.